welcome back once again to Honest Tool Reviews. Just wanted to go ahead and get started on the next one because I intended to pump a few of these out tonight. But I wanted to do them, logically. I didn't want to just throw everything in one video. This is the Yukon 3-drawer with top toolbox. It is called the Steel Toolbox with 3 drawers. Matter of fact, the sticker is still on it. The sticker says 950 cubic inches of storage space, 100 pounds weight capacity. Full extension ball bearing drawers, power coated to resist rust, and it's lockable. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is lockable. I did away with that feature immediately. See, this was up here, and there was a pin going through it, and when you went up and down, this piece would go up and down, and when it was up, you could open these, and when it was down, you couldn't, or vice versa. I have it kind of permanently set that way so that I can bend it back up and put the pin back through it, and it can be used portably. Matter of fact, here's the pin that was in it. I just removed it and bent the bar down and then picked it up. That way I don't have to worry about that having to be open for me to use the rest of the drawers. It's just sitting here. Do I have an opinion about this toolbox? Well, yes and no. So, I bought this toolbox because I installed a toolbox, a Waterloo toolbox, a really nice toolbox, into my carry-along work trailer outside. And when I did, I installed it by taking gasket maker, heavy-duty, thick gasket maker, and I just coated the flat, clean bottom of the trailer, and I sat the toolbox down, and it's been 3 or 4 years, and that thing was never going to come back up, ever. And I did try at one point, and I was starting to bend the shape of the bottom all out of place, so I gave up and went and bought this, and I've had this probably 6-7 months, and all it is a set of drawers. But this was $65. That's right. This cost me about $65. I had $60 worth of gift cards, and I had to pay $5 or $6 on top of that with all the taxes to bring this baby home, so that I had an extra drawer to put my needle nose pliers, my adjustable wrenches, and my frickin' fire starting stuff, and my knives and my scissors. Simply because starting to run out of storage space. Because of course I am. Just not enough storage space. So this empty costed as much as this with tools in it. I could have probably, mentioned that in the Craftsman versus stacked toolbox thing, but I'm not comparing it to an empty box and trying to say it's better. I'm actually trying to say this compared to that. I mean, it's an open box. You can put whatever you want in here, as opposed to this being kind of a shadow box type situation. If I wanted to move this to the next drawer down, I can, because there's nothing to stop me from putting whatever I want in here, however I want. And that seems to be up people's alley. I'm a shadow box fan. I like it when the tools fit in a spot and you stick them in and it goes snap, and just, oh yes, that tool will be there the next time I get it. I know where it's at. It's on this side. It's 3 spots up in this compartment. And this is just kind of all hell. And not to mention, it says that it's powdered to prevent rust. But if you look hard enough, it is oxidizing and rusting. I actually do have the nerve to point that out, that it's hard to tell, but there is brown and yellow oxidation and rust on what was unfinished portions of this metal toolbox that is supposedly not going to oxidize and rust. So, does that include the back of the tool drawers? I never looked at the back of them to see. They basically put the whole thing together and then sprayed it down. So that means a whole bunch of spots that you can't see are probably not sprayed. So you're not getting exactly what you paid for, because you're thinking that it's not going to rust. It's already rusting. I mean, if that's not the definition of false advertisement, then you know what is. Second though, these right here, I mean, people have used them for years and years and years, and it's fine, but they should have done a different design here, because when you pull that down and you pull that down, it misses until you pull this down and this down. And why would you do that? Well, maybe you're just not paying attention. But if you're not paying attention, it hits them. It smacks them. It jerks it upward. They bounce. Well, maybe I've hit it enough times already that I've officially knocked it out of the way. But these things are close, and I believe I've probably damaged them. That has been a pet peeve of mine ever since I bought it. And I guess it's just finally, it's no longer being a problem because I've beat the shit out of it. Matter of fact, you can see that this side is kind of crooked, probably from the way it's been beat. This toolbox is, about 6-7 months old. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And some of the design's just a little off. It's a little cheap. You can see how this one's sitting square. That one's sitting not so much. And of course the way I've used it, I've done this, and you have the option of doing this or the option of leaving it up. But having done so, I've found that it's rusting. And I mean, it's just a container. So how do I feel about this? I've rambled for 8 minutes. I've showed you some rust. I've slammed a drawer. Well, if you wanted a lightweight box in this quality, I think you could get one at Walmart. Probably as cheap. I don't know that I would buy this again. It does exactly what it says it does, except for the rust. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. That bothers me. That has set a time limit on this. And for anyone who says, oh, well, that's just a teeny tiny bit of rust, hold on. Since I've owned that box, it has been in this room with guns. I mean, there's a real gun there. With guns, there's a real gun there. With bikes, 3 of them. With bows, archery supplies, ammo, medication, first aid kits, batteries. This room has been kept dry and to temperature so that it doesn't get moist in here. It doesn't get humid in here. I have fans in here. Either this happened before I received it, or this thing just rusts really damn determinately. And if it's determined to rust no matter what, then it'll be a rust bucket in the next 2 years, and within the next 5 years it'll fall apart. And yes, $60 is practically nothing now. But if you're trying to get every dollar out of it, if you're going to make your $60 last longer, there's a possibility that the one at Walmart might be just as good and cheaper, or actually been sprayed like it was supposed to. I can't tell you because I don't have that one, but this is kind of let me down. Kind of let me down. Maybe 2 out of 5. I could be strict on the fact that it's rusting and say 1 out of 5. I'm gonna go 2 out of 5 because this is honestly my first 2 out of 5 video, and I'm still surprised. Hey! I'm filming. Okay, all right, you can stay. You can stay. This has done its job. It's just not holding up. And its job again has been to sit in a well acclimated room and just be a drawer. Okay, so I think it was a 2 out of 5 purchase. I would not buy it again. I spent about $65 on it, and it was available at Harbor Freight. Of all the things from Harbor Freight, I would not buy this again. It was in fact empty. That came with a crap ton of tools for roughly the exact same price. And they're about the same age, really. But that one's just been shameful. Well, that's my opinion of it anyway. I got boxes probably about 60 years old in my trailer out there. But the problem is, of course, that Waterloo box is glued in place. And it started to get torn up, me beating on it with different kinds of tools trying to get it to come up. This was my attempt of not tearing it up and removing it, and it's got more rust on it now than that 60-year-old toolbox outside in my non-waterproof, non-airtight utility trailer. So take from that what you will. Just a guy bitching, really, but me giving an honest review about a tool that I have, and apparently my cat giving his opinion. Thanks for watching Honest Tool Reviews, and be safe out there.